I think this is the lesson of don't let people talk you out of your blessings. I don't know. It's actually really messed up. They showed me some examples from even when I was younger and adults participating in this type of behavior. And I remember it being so fucked up then, but I just thought they were sending me a sad memory. But then it's shown up a few different ways where it's the same principle. So we're going to have to talk it out because I'm not even sure of the advice yet. But it's like somebody you know or somebody you trust or somebody you think you should be able to trust. We talk about this is why be careful. You give people a title in your life and think that they're holding up their end of the bargain per your contract of what you believe that title should mean, whether it is parent, teacher, priest, sibling, whatever it is, you think, because you behave a certain way to that relationship and honor that relationship, that they will too. Unfortunately, that is not the case. And their rule book on how it should and shouldn't be is different than yours. Okay, so nonetheless, it's somebody you know or trust or, one of these titles. And they advise you not to go towards there's something you want because there's something greater that you want, right? Like they have, and they're two different things. Like, so say you like a woman and they're like, oh no, don't go after her because you want this career. And to get this money and to get this career, you have to be single. That's just a silly example, but just an easy one for us to hear this. And so then they go for the job and say they get it or say they don't, but then they lose the girl and they're devastated. And then they go back to that same person and they shame them. They go, well, you let your ego get in the way, didn't you? You chose to go for greed. You chose to go for money. So look, you lost out. They shame you on what they advised you to do. So they were tricking you, and then they shame you like it's all your fault for falling for the trick that they put you in, the trap they set for you. Do you hear this fuckery? It's like the very people you think you can trust are the very ones gaslighting you, or the very ones setting you up to fail, the very ones who are, quote, teaching you a lesson as if they should play God in your life, instead of loving you earnestly and speaking to you honestly and giving you clear advice. They don't have your best interest at heart. They want you to miss your blessings. They're setting you up so that you will miss your blessings. They likely missed their blessings, right? In other words, they know how it went down and they're like, oh, hell, if you're going to get your blessings, I didn't get mine, so you sure as hell aren't getting yours. Whether they're conscious of it or not, in these scenes, they were all very conscious of it. They were all very conscious of their actions and purposely to harm you and to set you up to fail. But I don't know that they could see further down the line in their own heart as to why they were so hardened into evil, right? It's like because they were bitter and sour from their choices. So it's like projecting their stuff onto you and then shaming you because they shame themselves. They live in shame. Do you hear this? This cycle, and it's like, it's psychotic. It's disturbing. It's upsetting. It's sad. It's disturbing, and it's happening. Unfortunately, all too often. And because it happens in these slick, sly ways where people don't even necessarily, like all parties don't necessarily recognize the depths and the damage of this continuum, right? Like somebody's got to break the cycle. It's hurt no matter which way you go. But if you can see clearly and cut through the bullshit, it's still going to hurt. But at least it's going to be truth and clarity so you can make conscious, clear decisions. But this does boil back to having to love oneself so fully and connect with oneself and be one's own counsel. right? Like, man, I'll tell you, I learned a long time ago that I had to be my own counsel. And even when going to others, even those that I think I can trust, even in listening to them, I rarely take their advice, seeing where they've ended up, It's kind of nice sometimes just to have an ear, but recognizing that's all they are. But you got to be careful with that too, because you really shouldn't be divulging information to people who you don't want your life to look or end up like, because again, they're the ones who likely aren't happy either. And they could, I was going to say inadvertently sabotage you, because I really don't know if they're able to step back far enough to see their own hatred for themselves, because that's all it is. Anytime anybody does anything malicious towards you, premeditated, the whole 9 yards, it's because they have a deep, deep-seated hatred for oneself. And they see that you have what they believe and claim they don't have. And so instead of uncovering it, getting through all the dirt that's on them, they attempt to just put dirt on you too, right? That idea of misery loves company. And so, again, I don't think a lot of people are aware that their misery loves company. They're the dirt throwers. They're the negative Nancys. They're the ones pulling you down. They're the ones giving you ill advice. I really don't think everybody is aware of it. I think some people are, but they don't even know why they behave in such a manner, because they just can't even go that deep to pull it out from the root and to clean it up and clear it up. So I don't know if maybe it's a forewarning message, I don't know, or maybe it's just open your eyes to who you're speaking to, who you're sharing with, who you're asking counsel of, because it could be a triple whammy, you're asking the wrong person to begin with, then they're steering you in the wrong way, then they're adding shame and blame and guilt on top of it for you taking their advice, then they're looking to sabotage you in other ways. I mean, the whammies never stop, right? It's upsetting and disturbing, right? But when you start to love yourself more and more, you're going to be able to recognize who you can and cannot trust, and where the advice is coming from, and what are they benefiting and gaining from you taking their advice, and is it a trap that they can't wait to shame you with? I mean, there's all this stuff that we don't want to believe it exists. I mean, I don't want to believe it exists. I don't want to believe that people are like that. I really don't. And yet, the proof is in the pudding. People are like that because they don't want to do the healing work, the shadow work, to take a look at why they hate themselves. And instead, they'd rather just walk around hating themselves with bloody paws and splashing it on anybody and everybody they can get their hands on. And that way they don't have to do the cleanup work. They can say, see, it's all of them. See, they all have blood on them. It's not me. And it's like they're the source of it. And it's like they're not willing to do that work. So you have to do your work. You have to keep rinsing off and then realize, oh, they're the source. I need to walk away from that. I can't be around it. They're not interested in cleaning up. They're not interested in healing. They're not. And that's okay, to each their own. They gave me the warning. I don't need to be around them. They're looking to harm, to cause chaos, to cause disturbance and trouble. So, but you have to love yourself enough to recognize these things. And it's not always easy. It's really not. As a matter of fact, it's usually the hardest, and it's because it's the ones you least expect, and it's the ones that you shared the most with, right? Or you're most devastated by, because it was you all along, right? Never would you think that. And it really is like a knife to the heart. Oh, okay. I mean, I feel like it's almost like a sad message, but it's not meant to be as much as it's meant to open up your eyes and ears. Start loving yourself. Know what it means. Know what feels good in your body. Learn how to be your own counsel, which means learn how to think on your own. Learn how to think it through. Learn how to honor yourself. Learn how to unlock everything from within. So you're not looking to grasp or take from outside of you. Okay. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.